This is our favorite season.
Oh,
this is
love
one
fall,
of the things that we bond over.
Sure.
And so to see 90 degrees in October, it's just kind of like, womp womp.
Did my job and welcome to it.
All right, thanks, Austin.
WREG in Memphis. This is News Channel 3 Daybreak.
Breaking news is first on Daybreak. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elise Preston.
I'm Markova Reed. Stephanie's off this morning. We'll start in North Memphis, and that's where police are investigating an overnight shooting near Faxon and Decatur. This happened around 11 last night. The shooting victim, a man, was taken to the hospital in critical condition. WREG's Melissa Moon will have more on this story coming up for us in just a few minutes.
Also breaking this morning, an apartment fire in Hickory Hill leaves at least 3 families homeless. The first started around 11:15 at the Lakes of Ridgeway Apartments on Ridgeway Road north of Winchester. A total of 3 units were damaged. The good news, no one was hurt. The cause of that fire is under investigation.
And investigators are trying to figure out what started a fire at an abandoned North Memphis church overnight. That fire started around 11:15 on Keel Avenue near Crockett Place. It took firefighters about 20 minutes to put out the flames. No one was hurt in either fire, and that is some good news. Of course, we'll get you caught up on all the day's headlines in just a few minutes. It was a warm and dry weekend here in the Mid-South.
Definitely dry. We had that burn ban going. Let's check in with weather expert Todd Demers for our first look at your forecast. Another dry day ahead of us, Todd?
Kind of a continuation of the beautiful weekend weather that we enjoyed. It was a get outside and enjoy it kind of weekend for us here in the Mid-South. Even late yesterday afternoon, had to take my Stevie out for a drive, and we turned off the air conditioners, opened up the sunroof, put down the windows, and let some of that fresh air. It was just a great day for a drive as well. Temperatures this morning here in the Mid-South on our WeatherNet 3 sites are mainly in the 50s. It is a little bit cooler out in the country this morning. Bethel Springs drops down into the 40s. It's currently 60 here in the News Channel 3 backyard, 54 Blytheville, 61 Memphis International. And yes, First Defense Doppler 3D radar does include a little bit of cloud cover this morning, but as far as precipitation is concerned, you have to do some traveling to find it. It's back to our north and to our northwest. So with the exception of a few clouds this morning, most of the day is going to be partly to mostly sunny and warm with those highs nearing 80 once again. That'll be just like yesterday here in the Mid-South. Now, the continuation of the weekend weather extends into your Monday, your Columbus Day, but it does not extend into your Tuesday and Wednesday because it's about to get a little bit warmer. We'll talk about that. Check your 7- and 10-day outlook in just a moment.
We want to get back to the breaking news from the top of our newscast. In North Memphis this morning, the search is on for a gunman who shot a man.
Now, the shooting happened just after 11 last night at Faxon and Decatur Streets.
WRG's Melissa Moon is live this morning. She's at the CJC. Melissa, do police have any idea who they are looking for in this case?
Good morning. Well, right now, detectives here at the Criminal Justice Center are trying to talk to that man to determine who shot him early this morning. Police say that the man was shot twice near the intersection of Faxon Avenue and Decatur Street around 11:15 last night. The victim ran down the street for help and came upon a group of Memphis firefighters who were battling a suspicious house fire on Greenlawn Avenue. The firefighters called for an ambulance, which took the man to the hospital in critical condition. That fire on Greenlawn was actually one of 3 suspicious fires in the North Memphis area overnight. An abandoned church burned on Keel Avenue and an old house went up in flames on Speed Street. Right now, there is no word if these fires are connected to that shooting. Of course, police are asking for anyone with any information about the shooting or the fires to call Crime Stoppers. That number is 528-CASH. Reporting live downtown, Melissa Moon, WREG, News Channel 3.
Children listen to what is being said, to go back to the very, very first question. And there's a lot of fear. In fact, teachers and parents are calling it the Trump effect. Bullying is up. A lot of people are feeling, uneasy. A lot of kids are expressing their concerns. So first and foremost, I will do everything I can to reach out to everybody.
If I win, I am going to instruct my Attorney General to get a special prosecutor to look into your situation, because there has never been so many lies, so much deception. There has never been anything like it. And we're going to have a special prosecutor.
Although the two presidential candidates shook hands after last night's debate, it was a bitter one, with Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump trading attacks. Well, Trump hit Clinton on her use of a private email server while Secretary of State, saying she'd be in jail if he was president.
Definitely a much talked about debate. Clinton declared Trump's vulgar comments about women in a recently released tape prove that he is unsuitable to hold the office. As Jamie Yukas reports, it was a contentious 90-minute face-off.
Hillary Clinton couldn't wait to celebrate on the plane ride home after wrapping up last night's second presidential debate.
I feel absolutely great. The most important thing is we need to take off so that we can actually have some drinks served.
Donald Trump's team was just as excited.
I think he prosecuted his case much better in this debate than he did in the first one.
But there were no celebrations during the debate as the two candidates attacked each other for 90 minutes. Trump had to answer for a video from 2005 where he described his advances on women.
I'm very embarrassed by it. I hate it, but it's locker room talk, and it's one of those things. I will knock the hell out of ISIS. We're going to defeat ISIS.
Okay, Donald, I know you're into big diversion tonight, anything to avoid talking about your campaign and the way it's exploding and the way Republicans are leaving you.
While Clinton was attacked for her use of a private email server while Secretary of State.
I am going to instruct my Attorney General to get a special prosecutor to look into your situation.
Trump's attacks on Clinton actually started before the debate when he sat down with 4 women who accused her and President Bill Clinton of sexual misconduct and bullying.
Clinton's campaign says the guests were meant to distract Clinton, but say it didn't work. The two candidates will square off one more time when they debate in Las Vegas next week. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, St. Louis.
Now, the two candidates will face off for a third and final debate on October 19th. Hillary Clinton will campaign in Michigan and Ohio today, while Donald Trump heads to Pennsylvania. While many people across the Mid-South watched the debate from home, there were some who showed up for a debate watch party at the Broadway Pizza on Mendenhall. Democrats and Republicans here in Memphis say they want to hear more of the candidates' plans on the issues and less banter in the next debate.
Jobs, of course, are critically important. The infrastructure, repairing the infrastructure. I'm really excited about Hillary and Tim Kaine's stand on guns and taking on the NRA and whatever they can do, the community policing and all of those things, the things we need here in Memphis.
I'm interested in the immigration, ISIS, fighting ISIS, keeping this country safe and bringing some jobs back.
Election day is November 8th.
All happening today. The man police say pushed a woman off a balcony is expected in court today. This morning, Washington Norman is in jail, charged with aggravated assault. Police say the 62-year-old shoved his girlfriend off a 7th-floor balcony because she wouldn't have sex with him. This happened over the weekend at the Glendale Park Apartments off Getwell. The woman was not critically injured, but she did hurt her back. And still no charges this morning after a woman plowed her vehicle into a crowd, sending several people, including children, to the hospital. The dramatic video was posted live on Facebook. 2 one-year-olds were among the people in the crowd in North Memphis who were hurt when that car plowed into them Saturday night. Markel Franklin has injuries to his liver and spleen, and Rakivia Stevens has the most severe injuries, including a broken hip and severe head injuries.
Stitched up from a crack skull, pressures in the forehead. She's stitched up in the forehead. I just want them to be well and come home.
Oh, we certainly wish them well. Family members say the incident stemmed from a fight between children that spilled over into a fight between adults. An 11-year-old girl and a pregnant woman were also hurt in the attack.
Hard to see those pictures of those kids. This morning, 10 people remain without a home after a fire destroyed it early Sunday morning. The Memphis Fire Department says the fire at this home on Woodale and Fox Meadows started because of faulty wiring in a closet. The home did not have a working smoke detector, but thankfully, everyone inside was able to make it out okay. The Red Cross is assisting the 10 people who lived inside that burned out home.
Well, traffic is back to normal this morning after a brush fire that broke out along Interstate 240 in East Memphis. The cause of that fire is under investigation. The combination of dry conditions and high winds may have contributed to it. This is what it looked like while the fire burned. There was heavy traffic and delays at the 240 Mount Moriah area as crews worked to put out those flames. Now, those same dry conditions prompted burn bans in dozens of counties in Mississippi over the weekend.
You have emergency vehicles that have got to get over there and take care of business. Then you have the reduced visibility. And, you know, sometimes it's from being careless, either like with cigarettes or matches. And, you know, oftentimes, and you don't think about this, if there's like broken glass on the side of the road, the sun will come through there and magnify. Remember how we had those magnifying glasses? So there's a number of different reasons why we could see that. But you mentioned earlier, we did have some burn bans over the weekend. I do not believe they're still in effect, but I will tell you right now, it's a good idea maybe not to burn for a while.
Absolutely.
Let us get a little rain in the area first. We're going to see some by the time we get to Wednesday night. When we look outside right now, we see a beautiful view coming to us from our tower cam. But what's missing? The lights on the bridge are out, at least for the moment. They go out and back on again as barge traffic comes through, and they're trying to get better visibility. They're able to see with their spotlights, I guess, a little bit better. But that is the I-40 Hernando Soto Bridge back there in the background. You see the traffic going very nicely. 60 degrees, the current temperature out at Memphis International. And I've been talking about a little bit of cloud cover lingering across the area for this morning. We'll continue to see that, but not very much in the way of precipitation across the area. We're anticipating scattered showers back to our north and northwest, but I just mentioned to Markova and Elise a moment ago that the better chances for rain for us will be part of a cold front that'll move through the area, but it's not going to get here till late Wednesday night and early Thursday morning. So we're going to be kind of dry and stable with the partly sunny skies and winds out of the east today becoming more from the south for your Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's going to help boost the temperatures. We hit 80 yesterday. I think we're going to hit 80 again today, slightly above the norms of 56 and 76 for this time of year. So we start in the low and mid 50s this morning. We'll climb through the mid 60s by mid morning and into the mid 70s by early afternoon. By the time you're thinking about having some lunch, and highs will be nearing 90. Excuse me. Oh gosh, I can't believe I said 90. Highs will be nearing 80 before the day is through. I saw that 9. It kind of threw me off there. Highs will be nearing 80 before the day is through. So for this evening, the winds out of the east, the temperatures slowly falling across the area. And by daybreak tomorrow, we're back down into the 50s. Notice these clouds rolling overhead. And then throughout the day tomorrow, I'm anticipating the southerly winds to pick up, and that combined with the sunshine, I believe is going to warm us back into the low and mid 80s throughout the course of the afternoon. So the big picture view, you're noticing my little wind particles here, giving you a better look at what's going on. Winds out of the east today, a little bit of cloud cover becoming southeasterly later this evening, and then over the next couple of days, a much stronger southerly flow continuing across the area. That's why we see the warm-up for your Tuesday and Wednesday. And then I mentioned a chance for some rain by Wednesday night as the cold front finally moves into the area, bringing with it a chance for a few stray showers. As high pressure builds in, all of a sudden we get that new round of northerly winds, and that northerly flow will help drop our temperatures. So highs today back to near 80 and then back into the mid 80s because of the southerly winds for your Tuesday and Wednesday. Here comes the cold front. Scattered showers will be possible, and then high temperatures are back into the 70s for Thursday and Friday. It's a brief cool down. The 7 and 10 day outlook do indicate high temperatures back into the mid and possibly upper 80s as we make our way into early next week. More information available to you at WREG.com. Click on the weather page for the updated weather blog, and be sure to follow everyone here at News Channel 3 on social media. We're on Twitter and Facebook for you with some behind the scenes looks at what's going on here in the Mid-South.
All right, thank you so much, Todd. A burglar stopped in his tracks.
Find out how the family pet helped to scare off the intruder.
We've heard about cell phones starting fires. You'll be surprised to hear what one family says is to blame for the fire that destroyed their home.
Your number.
2 missiles were fired overnight near a U.S. destroyer in the Persian Gulf. The Navy says the missiles landed in the water before ever getting close to the USS Mason. Now, it's not clear if the destroyer was the target. The launch came from an area held by Shiite rebels in Yemen.
Seattle Washington's airport is operating again this morning after it was evacuated Sunday afternoon. The airport was cleared when an unattended piece of luggage was found, and it was screened and tested positive for explosives. The bag would found to be empty later, but there's no word yet on who left it. It was discovered on a sidewalk of a passenger pickup area. A bomb robot was deployed to get x-rays of what turned out to be the empty suitcase. Now, several flights were delayed, and some 300 passengers were temporarily placed in a post-screening area.
A family in Iowa is homeless after a devastating fire tore through their house over the weekend. Firefighters say the fire began in the living room and may have been ignited by a television remote control. That's awful. The family's home went up in flames in just minutes. Firefighters say the remote was left on a couch, and that may have sparked the fire.
On a couch, which had a remote tucked down. You know how you lose a remote sometimes? It was tucked down there. Yeah, it was a remote.
I've never heard of anything like that ever happening. A 10-year-old girl walking her dog outside the home noticed it on fire. She alerted neighbors who called 911.
Oh, wow. Glad she was alert. Well, a fat cat in Washington State is being hailed a hero. He's also getting a lot of treats after alerting his owner to a break-in. The cat is not allowed in the bedroom, but the homeowner says she knew something was wrong when her cat strolled into her room while she was getting ready for work. That's when she walked into the living room and found 2 burglars in her house, her purse in hand.
And he sneaks into my bedroom like this. He's looking at me. You know, I thought, what the heck is wrong with you? And he sat right here. Yeah, he may have saved the day, and I didn't know the cat had it in him.
Okay. The watch cat. There you go. The homeowner called police who tracked those burglars down, and they were just down the street. All right.
Somebody's going to be eating well for a while.
I know. You know what's so great about this story is he just seems so chill. He's just like, yeah, I saved the day.
Excuse me, there's a couple of guys in this
Right.
room. They're probably not supposed to be here. I'm going to hang out here for a while. You go take care of business, huh? I love cats. They're great. Hey, outside this morning, temperatures on our WeatherNet 3 sites are starting you
of a private email server while she was Secretary of State, saying she'd be in jail if he was president.
Definitely caused a lot of commotion when that moment happened. Clinton declared Trump's vulgar comments about women in a recently released tape prove that he is unsuitable to hold the office. As Jimmy Yukas reports, it was a contentious 90-minute face-off.
Mississippi over the weekend.
You know what I'm ready for? I'm ready for some rain. I'm ready for some cooler temperatures, for the leaves to change, just a whole new season to
I
just
thought she was
come on
going
in.
straight to snow for a second there.
I
was going, no, let's
not
wait.
rushing it, not
You
rushing
have her
it.
wish list now, Tom.
Yeah, we do. I'm right there with you. Boy, some of the
Make
leaves
it
are
happen.
beginning, yeah. Or what is the other one?
Yeah.
We're looking at the temperatures trying to cool off for us over the next few days, but we really haven't seen a big change in the seasons other than just a few leaves. But let's be careful out there with those burn bans that might be in effect. And again, the smoke, reducing visibility.
Yes.
Got to slow it down on those roads and let the emergency crews go take care of all those problems for you.
You do.
What are you going to blink now and make something happen with the temperatures? There we go.
Edward Lawrence, CBS News, Charleston, South Carolina.
Wow. And Todd, you were in Jacksonville as this storm started to roll through Florida.
It was a scary time.
Right.
What does your family say in the aftermath of the storm? Because your parents are down there, your
Yeah.
daughter's down there.
They're thankful. They're thankful that it wasn't any worse.
Yeah.